Hello and welcome to another video. It's OT19 or Ultimate Gamer 19,000. I'm here today to show you 5 changes that Baldur's Gate 3 did that should be added into D&D 5e. Before this video starts, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and stay near the end if you want to hear a funny story I had happen to me. But yeah, that's it for the intro. Let's get right into the video. The first change is the Wave the Open Hand subclasses for all monks. Now, Wave the Open Hand in D&D is terrible. It's pretty garbage in a general sense. I think for monks it's like a B tier, A tier subclass, but that just speaks to how bad it really is. Now for some Baldur's Gate 3 only players, they may be wondering, what does the D&D version do? Well, let me explain to you all. When it comes to comparisons, which I will be doing it, at level 3, they basically get the same feature. Wave the open hand technique allows you to topple, stagger, or push your enemies, same as the D&D version. Nothing's changed there. But your level 6 feature, they do both get wholeness of body. But in Baldur's Gate 3, wholeness of body is a whole lot stronger. Because you regain half of your key points and enter a temporary state of wholeness, where you gain 1 key point per turn and have an extra bonus action. Now in D&D, this is what wholeness of body does. At 6th level, you gain the ability to heal yourself. As an action, you regain hit points equal to 3 times your monk level. You must finish your long rest before you can use this feature again. So, yeah. Now, I am not saying that monks in D&D should get a whole extra bonus action. This part of the feature is one of the many reasons why Baldur's Gate 3 monks are inherently broken all hell. I'm surprised this even made it past playtesting. But this first line, if you remove the bonus action, I think is genuinely a perfect buff to the wholeness of body feature. Because wholeness of body in D&D is weak. It's inherently really bad. So yeah, so that's the first thing that monks get at level 6, which D&D monks get a whole lot of nothing at level 6. And I think their unarmed strikes are now magical for the sake of overcoming resistances. But that's about it. At level 6, bars get 3 monks also get Manifestation of Mind, Body, and Soul, which gives them an extra d4 of either Necrotic, Psychic, or Radiant. When you look at those 3 damage types, those are like the 3 least commonly resisted damage types below Force. So those three are 2, 4, 3, and 4 when it comes to being least resisted. And it's a d4 plus your Wisdom modifier. So, yeah, this feature at level 6, Baldur's Gate 3 monks get so much more, which is really surprising because Baldur's Gate 3 monks have already been inherently buffed with a bunch of other changes. So, if I feel like if you gave this feature to a monk with the open hand, as it currently is in the Player's Handbook 2014, I feel like the monks would just be stronger. They wouldn't be broken. Because especially we don't have stuff like Tavern Brawler or even Savage Attacker being just inherently broken. Which, if you look at the amount of tabs I have open, wow. But yeah. At level 9, we will go over our next feature. I'm skipping the level 11 feature because for both, it just sucks. We don't use them. At level 9, monks get nothing. So yeah. So yeah, this is just automatically another point for Baldur's Gate 3, and they get key resonation. Now, if you don't know what key resonation is, let me explain to you. Use an action to hit a creature with your bare fist, making the key in its body resonate with yours. You can make them explode with a key resonation blast. Basically, you can either do this as an action or bonus action, and with the key resonation blast, in a 17-foot AoE, 5 meters, I think it is, and the resulting explosion causes any nearby creature that is like harmed, that is like, trying to like kill you, take, I think it's 3d6 force damage for 1 extra key point. This is really good. And if it were given to D&D monks, I feel like it'll just be so much better. And overall, I think this is another feature that should be added to D&D. Tranquility, like, because the thing is with tranquility is shake like sanctuary. The thing is, like, it's a bad it's not bad. If you're in a surprise room, it's good. But since you can't attack with it, you're kind of boned. Like, yeah, you have sanctuary up, but you can't attack with it. So like you can't really benefit from it. And yeah, having sanctuary 24/7 is inherently broken. I'm not saying you should have Sanctuary 24/7. What I am saying is that something like Key Resonation or Manifestation of Mind, Body, and Soul are way better replacements for something like Tranquility, which I personally I don't really like. And in the playtest for D&D 5.5, 1D&D, whatever you want to call it, they actually made this feature so much better by giving you an unlimited step of the wind, which yes sounds broken, and it definitely is, but monks need it. So overall, I feel like ask your DM to see if you can completely port your way at the open hand monk to your D&D 5e monk, and if they allow you, and but okay, but I know what some of you say. Oh, but Baldur's Gate 3 is really OP. Alright. First of all, Tavern Brawler doesn't exist. Second of all the magic items that make monks broken don't exist. If you give this to a D&D 5e monk that skills with its dexterity, it can't add its strength modifier, which is like a plus 14, 19 times. And overall, well, this isn't that powerful. It just makes the monk not even equal. It just makes the monk be able to like at least hang out with those incredibly potent polar master, great weapon master, all that garbage is what I like to call them. So overall, I think this is something that definitely should be added to. Now in 1D&D, they did heavily buff monks. Should it still be added? Yes. Why? Because I'm biased and I want to see the monks be broken. I'm being honest. I genuinely want to see the monks be extremely powerful because they've always been weak. And if this makes monks broken, boo-hoo. We've been playing for 10 years, Great Weapon Master, Polar Master being absolutely broken. It's time for the monks to also, swim in in the sea of brokenness that is D&D 5e. Alright, so next we go to Great Weapon Master. Now, this is a pretty easy change, and honestly, this can honestly just be up to just ask your DM if we're being honest. But Great Weapon Master reads as such. All in is a toggleable passive feature provided by the Great Weapon Master feat that allows two-handed or versatile weapons users to deal extra damage at the cost of reduced accuracy. When attacking with a heavy melee weapon you're proficient in with attack rolls, take a -5 penalty, but their damage is increased by 10. Yeah, that's basically it. Just allows versatile weapons that are wielded with two hands to just yeah. It just allows them to also. So if you want to use a longsword that's a flame tongue, you could just ditch your shield and just bunk them. I feel like this is just a in D&D 5e. It's only heavy weapons that can make this. So overall, I feel like it's just something. It should honestly. I feel like it's good. It should be changed. I like it. It's really also you can just ask your DM if you can implement this because it's like either ways it is you're technically are because like the thing is with Sword and Shield the reason why they don't have Great Weapon Master I actually made a video about this in D&D 5e and making Sword and Shield really good. So if you want to check that out, go to the cards. It's a D&D 5e build, not a Bars Gate 3. So watch out. But if you want to, one reason is because they have higher armor class, and that's about it. A plus 2 to AC is pretty damn nice in D&D 5e and in Baldur's Gate 3, for being honest. So, having the lessened damage dice is kind of a dagger, but with Great Weapon Master all in, you have to be wielding the weapon in two hands. So, first of all, you would be using a D10 weapon at best, rather than a, what's it called? A D12 weapon. And also, this would allow monks to have access to Great Weapon Master, which, again, I'm just saying. But someone be saying, "Oh, if you combine this with the open hand monks, it'll be too broken." Again, no, it won't. Polar Master exists. Smites, like so much stuff exists. And also, I feel like D&D 5e is inherently super imbalanced. I saw a Shepherd Druid build that was doing 300 damage, or like 100 damage at level 6. It's Shepherd Druid. The balance is not. At the end of the day, D&D is a game to have fun, not to be balanced. So I feel like this overall just really make more people willing to use a sword and shield because they can still use Great Weapon Master, but just because some people just want to use a longsword. Some people, which is weird to me, don't like the flavor of having like a massive great sword in their hand. Some of them like to have a sword and shield or like a maul or something, which to me makes no sense. But I can understand that people do like it, and overall, this would just make people like rather use the stuff they like and not feel inherently underpowered. So I think this is honestly a pretty good change. Next, We have Savage Attacker. Oh, not Tavern Brawler. We have Savage Attacker. Basically, Savage Attacker, it's pretty damn powerful. When making melee weapon attacks, you reroll your damage dice twice and use the highest result. Now, in D&D, as you can see, this rerolls, well, in Baldur's Gate 3, this rerolls every single damage dice you roll. Meaning, if you smite, it's going to be re-rolling your smite dice second highest. If you, I don't know, have any other things, it's going to be re-rolling that and taking the highest. Now, this is very powerful, but again, feats aren't free. And D&D 5e, a lot of people have this assumption that feats are free. They're not. Feats have a cost, and a very pricey one at that. Not having a +2 to any ability score of your choice can be really taxing for great weapon master builds, and overall is another benefit that Sword and Shields builds have. Check the cards. So overall, I think having a Savage Attacker feat be powerful, yes, will create stronger characters, but if we look at it here, a average Polar Master, Great Weapon Master build will now need 3 feats, which unless if they take Variant Human, if they don't take Variant Human, at level 12 is when they're going to be done with feats. So they're going to have a +3 to hit if you're using point buy for 12 levels. That is extremely annoying. So overall, now if you take Variant Human at level 12, you'll be able to get your ASI. But still, that is extremely taxing. And I feel like a lot of people like to forget that feats aren't free. Feats have a cost. Now, if you're playing a fighter, this becomes a little bit more bearable. But still, it's still really taxing and really heavy of a cost. In D&D, of course, it only rerolls your weapon's damage dice. And yeah, it's a dead feat. But in D&D, in Baldur's Gate 3, it's much stronger. But again, feats aren't free. I think it's Trent Monk's Temple. Feats aren't free. Next, we have Tavern Brother. And before you all throw stones and leave a hate comment, Tavern Brawler in Baldur's Gate 3 is only as strong as it is because of the simple existence. I should have had this pulled up of of elixirs in D&D 5e, which I know might sound weird to some people. Potions aren't as common as they are in this game. If we're being honest, I don't think I've ever seen a player get an elixir of Hill Giant strength in D&D 5e. Now you may be seeing, oh, what campaigns have you watched? I have watched around like 6 to 7 D&D campaigns in almost their whole length, that like each like 50 episodes plus, and almost none of them get elixirs of Hill Giant strength. So if you want to use Tavern Brawler on a monk, then inherently you're gonna have to make a pretty weird build that won't be as strong. And overall, and now thrown weapon builds will get a lot stronger, but thrown weapon builds were never strong to begin with. Yes, giant barbarians have made them more stronger, but still, compared to Great Weapon Master, all of that, it's not comparable in my personal opinion. So overall, I think changing Tavern Brawler really would just it would be a buff to the monks, but not like such a but not such a like a I don't want to say crippling, but not such a like game destroying buff. It would be strong, don't get me wrong, but it wouldn't break the game in my personal opinion. Now, gauntlets of ogre power do exist, but again, it's up to the DM to give out gauntlets of ogre power. So hopefully your DM has the foresight to see, do I want to give my monks this really big buff? Yes or no? And it's up to them, which I feel like is much better because your DM, the guy who's running the game, has now control over the fact if you get Tavern Brawler that becomes really broken. So I feel like if you would want to use the Baldur's Gate 3 version of Tavern Brawler, or if it does get introduced, this definitely is something you discuss with your DM, unless you want to build a strength-based monk, which there are builds out there, but they're not really the best in my personal opinion. So I think adding Tavern Brawler to the game, as it is in BG3, would it really break D&D very hard, in my personal opinion. Next, we got the actor feat. Now, in BG3, it gives you expertise and deception and performance checks. In D&D 5e, however, this gives you a +1 to charisma, which this doesn't. And you have advantage on charisma deception checks and charisma performance checks when trying to pass yourself off as a different person. And also against the stutter. The actor feat sucks. It in D&D 5e, the actor feat is pretty hot garbage. So, but in Baldur's Gate 3, the actor feat is a lot better. So overall, I feel like if they do change it, it's not that much of a change where it's like game breaking. But if you do want like free expertise in deception and performance, yes, those are powerful skills. But again, feats aren't and will never be free. Well, these powerful feats aren't free. But yeah, that's kind of it for today's video. Now I'm gonna kind of over like a little story that I find pretty weird. In one of my newest videos, I won't say which video, I deleted a comment because I will be talking about a commenter that left a hateful comment, which I find really weird because he left a comment. Now, I think he's a Baldur's Gate 3 player. So, you know, first of all, I kind of like known. He left a comment saying, monks are overpowered. Stop playing D&D 5e. Which, first of all, if you've ever played a D&D 5e monk, they're not. A stunning strike is a trap. It is a bad feature. I probably will make a video about why it's a trap and a bad feature. And overall, he also said stop playing D&D 5e, which I'm like, you're a Baldur's Gate 3 player. The only reason bg3 exists is because of D&D 5e. So how are you, as a Baldur's Gate 3 player, getting on like a high ground, saying for me to stop playing D&D 5e? Now, he didn't leave any like reasons because of like a boycott or like anything that Wizards is weird doing. So for what I'm saying, he's probably speaking on how the Baldur's Gate 3 monks are overpowered, and he didn't do research to see that D&D monks are inherently extremely underpowered. So he just left a really salty comment, doing zero research, just being wrong for no reason. And I've always wondered, why do people leave hate comments when they're just wrong? Like, if you want to leave a hate comment, at least be correct. Like, at least be right. Don't just be wrong. I don't know. That's really weird to me. Either ways, I don't understand the sake of leaving a hate comment. Um, because like even a spiteful one, because it just doesn't make any sense to me. Also, I deleted the comment, so no one ever see the comment. But I just want to talk about it, and I'm just like, it's weird. That's a little weirdo behavior. And overall, just thought it was kind of funny. It's like, how are you gonna leave a hate comment and be wrong? There's like no reason of it. But yeah, that's it for today's video. I hope you guys did enjoy. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. And yeah, that's all from your boy, OT19, signing out. Peace.